Future nostalgia means the absolute world to me, and it has changed my life in so many ways, but one thing that I've really
Nostalgia for pre-war Calmus miniature scores, dead stock pencils.
What the hell is a nostalgia shop?
You know, there's this feeling that I think we've all had. It's kinda happy, but also a little sad at the same time. Like a warm ache for something in the past. Well, in English, there's a perfect word for it. And today, we're gonna dive into what that is. So picture this. You're cleaning out a drawer, and you find an old photo, maybe from when you were a kid. You look at it, and this huge smile just spreads across your face, right? You remember that day, how much fun it was. But then, just for a second, you feel this little pang in your chest. A bit of sadness, because you know that exact moment is, well, it's gone forever.
So what is that? What do you even call that strange mix of joy and sadness all wrapped up together? Well, lucky for us, the English language has just the word we need.
And that word is nostalgia. It's that deep, warm, almost cozy longing for a time or a place from your past. It's that feeling of wanting to go home to a memory.
And what's really fascinating is that the secret to why it feels both sweet and sad is actually baked right into the word itself. You just have to look at where it came from.
See, the word nostalgia comes from two old Greek words. First, you've got nostos, which means return home or a homecoming. And then you have algos, which means pain or an ache. So if you put them together, nostalgia literally means the pain of wanting to go home, but to a home in the past that you can never really get back to.
And that origin story, it perfectly explains the two sides of this feeling, the sweet part and the bitter part.
So on one hand, you have the sweet part, the warmth of the memory, right? The happiness, the laughter, all the good stuff. But then on the other hand, there's the bitter part, that little ache, the algos, that comes from knowing deep down that that time is over. It only exists in your head now.
This really just says it all, doesn't it? The memory is beautiful, and that's why we love thinking about it. But the fact that you can never get it back, well, that's what gives it that little sting.
Okay, so we get the feeling now. But what actually causes it to pop up out of nowhere? Well, it turns out that everyday things can act like little time machines for our emotions. We call these nostalgia triggers. You know how it is. A song you haven't heard in a decade comes on the radio and bam, you're right back in your teenage bedroom. Or you smell something cooking that reminds you of your grandma's house and you're instantly a little kid again. Photos, old neighborhoods, all of these things can just pull those memories right to the surface. And the way it works is actually pretty simple, but so powerful. That trigger, the photo, the song, whatever it is, it connects directly to a memory. And that memory brings the emotion along with it. It's this incredibly fast chain reaction that ends with that familiar wave of nostalgia washing over you.
All right, so we've got a good handle on what nostalgia is, but how do you actually use the word when you're talking to someone? Let's break it down.
So here's the main thing you gotta know. There's the noun, nostalgia, which is the name of the feeling itself. You could say, that song fills me with so much nostalgia. But if you want to describe how you are feeling, you use the adjective nostalgic. For example, seeing my old school made me feel really nostalgic. Simple as that. So let's wrap this all up. If you remember one thing, it's this. Nostalgia isn't just remembering something. It's that special, bittersweet feeling you get when you remember a past that you truly, genuinely miss. So I'll leave you with this question. Take a second and think about it. What's something from your past? A memory, a song, a smell? What makes you feel nostalgic? Now you have the perfect word for that feeling.